or mute me and unmute Frosty the Sugar Plum Fairy so that we can hear these lovely stories that she has for you today. So thanks, everybody. I'm excited to be here with you.
Hello. I'm so excited, a little bit nervous, but very excited to be here today. I have 3 lovely stories that I'm going to be sharing with you. I have The Thanksgiving Cats, and this is by Jann Marzollo and illustrated by Hans Wilhelm. And we'll just start with that one, and then I'll introduce them as I go. So, Thanksgiving Cats. This is a very cute book, and it is dedicated for Tanya and Mac, great cooks. You can see the cute little kittens. Farmer cats grow wheat, potatoes, corn, and peas. Farmer cats grow pumpkins and leafy apple trees. Farmer cats raise cows. What do cows say? They say moo for butter, milk, and cheese. I love cheese. Oh my goodness. Farmer kittens chasing noisy birds and bees. You see the birds and the bees? There's the bad kittens chasing them. My reindeer like to chase birds too. Kitchen cats make bread. You see them making the bread in the oven there? And kitchen cats shell peas. They shuck the corn and peel and slice the cheddar cheese. Yum, I love cheese. Kitchen cats sell apple pies. Oops. And pumpkin pies galore. I wonder which one you like better, apple or pumpkin? I like both. All right. Kitchen cats catching coins falling to the floor. Thanksgiving cats say thank you. Thanksgiving cats say please. Thanksgiving cats at last can rest beneath the apple trees. See them sleeping? Aren't they cute? Another piece of pumpkin pie and apple pie with cheese. Thanksgiving kittens so full they're sleeping now with ease. Look at those full bellies. Oh my goodness, is that how you felt yesterday? Happy Thanksgiving. That's certainly how I felt, very full. How about you, Shoshanna?
Yes. Very full, very happy.
Very full, very happy.
Time with my little tiny family, not going anywhere, but just being here. And
yes. Which was very nice, actually, like not having to rush about and cater to a million people and fly everywhere because my wings get very tired. Okay, next book is The Mitten. And this is both illustrated and written, well, adapted by Jann Brett because it is originally a Ukrainian folktale. And the reason, well, one of the reasons why I love this book is because every illustration has multiple illustrations. You'll see on the sides, there's these little mittens. And this is our friend that we're going to be following throughout the book. His name is Nicky. And this book was dedicated to Sylvia Kyle, Ruth Ann Johnson, and Rebecca Lim, and Tad Beagley. And then here's Nicky over on this side going outside in the snow. Isn't that cute? So you have to kind of watch the mittens. See, here's a nice old lady. Once there was a boy named Nicky who wanted his new mittens made from wool as white as snow. See, there's Nicky. And there's that lady again. I wonder who she is. At first, his grandmother, Baba. Do you call your grandmother Baba? He calls his grandmother Baba. Baba did not want to knit white mittens. If you drop one in the snow, she warned, you'll never find it. Just look, see how white the snow is? And there's Baba, and she's got her yarn, and she's going to knit the mittens. But Nicky wanted snow white mittens, and finally Baba made them. And there is Nicky bringing her all the white yarn that is as white as snow. After she finished, she said, when you come home, first I will look to see if you are safe and sound, but then I will look to see if you still have your snow white mittens. And there she is outside waiting for him in the snow. So Nicky went, and it wasn't long until one of his brand new mittens dropped in the snow and was left behind. Uh-oh. Can you see the little snowy mitten there? Where is it? Is it right there? Whoop. And he's climbing a tree. What did he wake up when he climbed the tree? Can you see what it is? A mole, tired from tunneling along, discovered the mitten and burrowed inside. It was cozy and warm. Can you see the little mole going into the mitten? And just the right size. So he decided to stay. What a silly mole. And there's Nicky playing. And what is he waking up now? What's in the tree? Is it a white rabbit? A white hare? Oh my. The snowshoe rabbit came hopping out. He stopped for just a moment to admire his winter coat. It was then that he saw the mitten, and he wiggled in feet first. And the mole didn't think that there was room for both of them. But when he saw the rabbit's big kickers, he moved over. I would too. Rabbits have big feet. Uh-oh, who did Nicky wake up now? What is that? Is it a hedgehog? I love hedgehogs. Next, a hedgehog came snuffling along. Having spent the day looking under wet leaves for things to eat, he decided to move into the mitten and warm himself. The mole and the rabbit were bumped and jostled, but not being ones to argue with someone covered in prickles, they made room. And there he is, squishing them over, making room for himself. So now let's see who Nicky woke up. Who did he wake up now? Uh-oh. As soon as the hedgehog disappeared into the mitten, a huge owl, attracted by the commotion, swooped down. Do you see the giant owl? Isn't he beautiful? And he swooped down, and when he decided to move in also, the mole, the rabbit, and the hedgehog grumbled, grumble, grumble, grumble. But then they saw the owl's glinty talons, and they quickly let him in. Do you know what talons are? They are the sharp little pointy things on his feet. See how pointy they are? Pointy, pointy, pointy. Up through the snow appeared where is he? A badger. Do you see the little badger underneath the tree there? He eyed the mitten and began to climb in. The mole, the rabbit, and the hedgehog and the owl were not pleased. There was no room left. But when they saw his diggers, they gave him the thumb. There is the badger. And he's supposed to fit into this part of the glove, right here, that little tiny thumb. And look what Nicky woke up now. Is that a red fox? They're so pretty. It started to snow, but the animals were snug in the mitten. A waft of warm steam rose in the air, and the fox trotted by and stopped to investigate. Just the sight of the cozy mitten made him feel drowsy. The fox poked his muzzle in. Do you know what a muzzle is? It's like the nose part of the fox. And when the mole, the rabbit, the hedgehog, the owl, and the badger saw his shiny teeth, they gave the fox lots of room. See how the fox is getting in there now? Silly fox. Uh-oh, look what Nicky woke up now. It's a big giant bear. A great bear lumbered by. He spied the mitten all plumped up. Not being one to be left out in the cold, he began to nose his way in. The animals were packed in as tightly as could be, but what animal would argue with a bear? Not me. The mitten swelled and stretched. It pulled and bulged to many times its size, but Baba's good knitting held fast. Do you see that bear climbing into the mitten? Is that the silliest thing you've ever seen? Have you ever heard of a bear in a mitten? I don't know. Look what Nicky woke up now. Just an itty bitty tiny mouse. Along came a meadow mouse, no bigger than an acorn. He wriggled into the one space left and made herself, oh, it's a she, sorry, made herself comfortable on top of the great bear's nose. Do you see where she is on the bear's nose? Oh, that's so cute. Look at all those animals squished into one mitten. Holy cow, that's some strong knitting. The bear, tickled by the mouse's whiskers, gave an enormous sneeze. The force of the sneeze shot the mitten up into the sky and scattered the animals in all directions. Look at all those animals flying everywhere. My goodness. And there's Nicky. He's got his one good mitten left. And I think he sees the other one floating in the sky. Can you see it? It's way over here. And it says, on his way home, Nicky saw a white shape in the distance. It was the lost mitten silhouetted against the blue sky. As he ran to catch his snow-white mitten, he saw Baba's face in the window. First, she looked to see if he was safe and sound. And then she saw that he still had his new mittens. Now on the sides here, you can see all the animals scattering and going back to their little places of hiding for the winter time. And there's Baba and Nicky inside the house, and she's looking at the two mittens and wondering what on earth happened to the other mitten. It's all stretched out, as if a giant bear, a fox, an owl, a badger, a mouse, well, what else? A hedgehog, a rabbit, and a mole all were living inside of it, which they were. Pretty silly story. One of my favorites. I like to read it every year.
That's such a sweet one.
It's one of my favorites. And the last one is called the Pussycats Christmas. It's pretty cute. Have you noticed that there's a theme with animals today? This is by Margaret Weiss Brown and Ann Mortimer. I like that name. It's fun to say. Mortimer. A Pussycats Christmas. It was Christmas. How could you tell? Was the snow falling? No. The little cat, Pussycat, knew that Christmas was coming. The ice tinkled when it broke on the frozen mud puddles. The cold air made her hair stand straight up in the air, and the air smelled just as it did last year. What did it smell like? Could she smell Christmas trees? Of course she could. And tangerines, and Christmas greens, and holly. And could she hear the crackle and slip of white tissue paper and red tissue paper? She certainly could. Tissue paper rustled, nuts cracked, scissors cut. Oh my, so much fun. I love the holidays. Brrr, cold. There wasn't a flake of snow in the sky, but the sky was dark and low, and there was the dark smell of winter air before snow. And then the street lights clicked on all over town. And as the heavens turned dark beyond the window, one by one the snowflakes began to fall out of the sky. How did little Pussycat know? Could she hear the snow? Do you think? I think she can. Cats have very good hearing. Oh my, get rid of that for a second. She certainly could, and she ran right out into the snowstorm. For if there was anything that this little cat loved, it was the cold, dry, fresh, white, wild, and feathery, powdery snow. She went pouncing around in and out of it, bouncing around in joy. She ate some of it. Do you eat snow? She rolled in it. Do you roll in snow? She dug in it and played with it. I like playing with snow. And then she stood up all white with snow, very still, for it was very, very quiet. Do you see her playing in the snow? Isn't she cute? Little pussy cat. Oh my goodness. First, there was no sound. And then there was some. And when everything is quiet, you can hear things far away. From the sky with a sound like steady whispering came the snow, that sound of snow. When the wind rattled the black branches and rattled it was time for Pussycat to go into the house. For little cats do not like the wind. They usually don't like snow, but this little cat did. And the smells of the earth that she knew were frozen and buried in the white snow. The world was very quiet and very mysterious. Even footsteps were quiet. Pussycat didn't go in right away, because though the wind and the falling snow through it, she heard something. Do you know what she heard? Should we find out? She stood very still and stretched her ears, and there in the whitening darkness, she soon heard it coming from far away, away up the snowy road. Ding, 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 jingle, 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 ding, ding, ding. What was it? She heard it going by in the white falling snow. What do you guys think it is? You want to find out? She saw it. She saw the sleigh go jingling by. Look. Oh my goodness. My favorite person in the whole wide world, Santa Claus, and all his reindeer. You guys ready? He's coming. I've heard stories. I've seen him. Then Pussycat meowed at her window pane, and she heard footsteps coming to let her in. They always let her in right away because they didn't want her to get cold, and they liked to have her in the house. She walked right into the living room where she could smell the sharp, tangy smell of the Christmas tree and candles and nuts and raisins and apples and tangerines. Oh my! But they shouldn't have let her stay in the living room where they were wrapping up packages and hanging things on the tree. I wonder why. Do you think she's a naughty kitty? She might be. And this is why. Pussycat pounced. She pounced on everything, and she waited to pounce with shining eyes and switching tail. Have you ever seen a cat's tail where it goes psst? It's so funny. She waited with shining eyes for something to fall, to tinkle, to crash, and to break, which, by the way, my wings like to do this too. They knock things off the trees. She batted the Christmas tree balls with her paws, tore at the tissue paper, and pulled the bows off the packages. Oh no, what a naughty kitty. So they put her out in the hall and closed the glass doors. I would too. My dog was rather interested when I tried to put up my tree the other day. She kept trying to sniff things. I didn't want her to eat it. Pussycat lay down and purred by the fire. She lifted her ears and she listened. There was a sound of crackling. Shh, shh, crackle, crackle. What was that? Was it in the fire? Always there was the sound of snow hissing against the window pane. There was tiny, tinkly little pop, and something fell from the Christmas tree and shivered into a million splinters of light. That was wonderful. The lights gleamed in Pussycat's eyes, then bang, bang, bang. What was that? Someone was hanging the Christmas stockings. Don't bark, reindeer, don't bark. I have a barking reindeer. It thinks somebody's at the door. It's not real. Everyone came out and stepped over and around the little cat and put on coats and boots and mufflers and hats and laughed and shuffled about. They kissed each other under the mistletoe, and then off they went to church. Suddenly and quietly, far off in the night, Pussycat could hear ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. When everyone had gone, it was dark and quiet. The snow had stopped. There was only the smell of the Christmas tree filling the house and silence. Then softly at first, but distinct in the night, she heard people walking from window to window, the dark carolers on the white snow. Through the still air their voices came to her listening ears. Over the silence of the frozen snow, in the silence of the moonlight, in the silence of the night, in the silence of the bright stars high in the sky. Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright. And as the little pussycat purred and purred by the fire, she heard in the distance the music fading far down the road. I love going Christmas caroling. I'm going to miss that this year. Maybe we should do it anyways, but in a very socially distanced kind of way. Then She pushed open the living room door, and with our masks on, she pushed open the living room door with her paw, and there in the silent house was the Christmas tree. It sparkled and glistened with lights, gold and silver and blue, the light of rubies and emeralds shining like no tree that any cat had ever seen in the woods. This, to Pussycat, was Christmas Eve. And that is the end. Haha. That's the end, guys.
That's so sweet. I love that story. And while you're reading it, one of my cats came over to visit. This is Charlie. He's my cat.
Hi, Charlie. Oh, and that's my barking reindeer.
Like your barking reindeer. My cat heard your barking reindeer and she ran away. Oh my goodness.
All right, reindeer.
FrosTea, the Sugar Plum Fairy, it is wonderful to welcome you to Arcata to do this storytelling with us downtown.
Reindeer, stop. Sorry.
That's okay.
Oh, anyway.
That reindeer wants to be on a sleigh.
She wants to go out for a sleigh ride. I'm going to have to take her for a sleigh ride. It was really fun spending time with you guys. I have some friends that are going to be visiting in the Arcata area too. I think that the gnome from home is going to be around. We'll have to see. You never know.
That'd be wonderful. We're so excited to have more story times this holiday season, and stay tuned for what we'll be having our friend from the North Pole direct come and join us for. We'll try and figure out whatever we can this year. We're being creative and flexible, and we'll make fun things happen. There's also a message that Michael says that his auntie is a beautiful fairy. So I think you know someone named Michael out there.
I do. That's my nephew.
And that they love kittens. And I said we all love kittens. Kittens are wonderful, wonderful little creatures.
They are roly-poly little fur balls.
Well, thank you so much for bringing these holiday animal stories for us today. And I'm sure that we will meet you or one of your fairy friends at another event coming up sometime soon.
I look forward to it, and I'm sure that they will too.
Thank you. Have a wonderful day, lovely FrosTea, the Sugar Plum Fairy.
Thank you, Shoshana. Have a lovely day too. And all of you as well. Bye, guys. Bye.